Hello everyone and welcome back on a wonderful, lovely Saturday to Yosemite Valley Zoo. It is the next episode and today we are going, which is a little bit of a surprise maybe for those who have watched the live stream, we are going to build a Dall sheep habitat right next to our chimpanzee house. Now this is a little bit different and it's not what we've done in the live stream, mainly because I wanted to keep the area that we did in the live stream a little bit further back because I need to do some changes there. I need to do some little tweaks before I go on, and I had this major issue with the penguin habitat, which obviously might not be getting into use right now because no penguins in the DLC as far as we know, because it seems to be, if there will be a DLC, by the way, I'm taking that for granted now, by the way, because of all the hints and all the social media stuff going on. So I think we can all safely say that there is going to be a DLC. Now, since it's pretty much realistic that we won't see any penguins, I need to change a little bit about this habitat, which was meant to be penguins. And I love the idea so much that you guys were giving in the latest episode in the comments that you said, alright, okay, how about just pretending there were some penguins living in there in the past, and now as these penguins have to be given away into another zoo, or you couldn't hold them anymore or whatever, there is another animal in. And I want to kind of follow this story and build this area a little bit, and finally also need to figure out how to get the water back in. So there are a few little things I need to do. However, good news for everyone who likes this series and everyone who's into Yosemite Zoo. I'm going to release this zoo as a version 1.0 next Saturday. So just a few days before the free update and hopefully the DLC is going to drop. The reason why, I explained this quite a few episodes ago, but I think not everyone has listened or not everyone knows it, so I'm just going to repeat it. The main reason for that is that I definitely think it's very much worth it to spend a completely new Season 2 for a new DLC. I had the same idea for the Arctic Pack, but honestly the Arctic Pack was so different in terms of the animals that we have, and I mean, this is legitimately the first episode where one of the new animals from the Arctic Pack finds its way into Yosemite Zoo. So there was not enough potential to start a new area. However, the new DLC looks so promising also from what we can get, that we can definitely make a themed area out of this. So I think it's very nice to call this a Season 2, and I did want to do it a little bit different than what I did with a Planet Coaster back in the times where I left my park unable for the people, or let's say hidden away for the people until the very end. I'm now wanting to give you a peek of it, a sneak peek of it every single time there is a new update coming. And yeah, so this is going to be released, and that's why I need to do some tweaking. So you can expect a few more episodes coming week of Yosemite Zoo, maybe some shorter ones, but the progress might be even more because I need to do some stuff. And this was one of the most ugly areas we still had left open, and this is why I tackled that yesterday evening actually, right after the Koali Zoo episode. And if you haven't watched Koali Zoo yet, the latest episode on the ladies channel, make sure to jump over it. I think it was our best episode yet in terms of commentary and in terms of what entire episode. It's just so funny to listen. We had such a blast, and especially in these weird times, hopefully it can make you have a little bit of a smile on your face afterwards as well. And we died for laughing. We literally cried for laughter because it was so freaking funny, and yeah, I just recommend watching that after my episode. Obviously, stay with me, watch till the end. It's important. No, I'm just kidding. It's gonna be interesting to see how we continue in the future, also with Koali Zoo, because the new update seems to be perfectly fitting with also Koali Zoo in general. So let's see. Yeah, there was some things I fixed in between, by the way, while we are not at the Dall sheep habitat as of now, but I figured that there was a little mistake in the chimpanzee house. I have no idea why exactly that was. At the beginning there wasn't that mistake, but I fixed it. The chimpanzees now could not climb out of onto the roof anymore, and that's kind of good. You can see the Dall sheeps in here will have a very narrow habitat. However, they will have different levels, and this is actually pretty fun because these animals are used to living in very steep environments and very rocky mountain-ish environments, and I thought, why not give them this more natural appeal to it. I am not the biggest fan of the shelter yet, so I will maybe tweak a little bit more about the shelter and maybe kind of a little bit of an indoor area. But I'm a huge fan of how this works together with the railroad, which I already told a few episodes ago. That is going to be not a railroad that connects the zoo, but it actually connects the valley. And I think I changed my mind a little bit, just a tiny little bit. I think I will make one station at the center of the zoo, and I'm pretending that this is not really the center of the zoo. I'm also pretending that not pretending, but I'm thinking, and this is, you guys need to tell me if that's a good idea or not. I am thinking to kind of build a little road that goes through the zoo, so from right to left, from a tunnel to another tunnel. So it will be kind of a road that is not accessible by the people. It's more like a bridge, it would be more like a bridge that goes over the zoo, but it's not too high, it goes through the valley, and it might even go into a little bit of a little sink or whatever. And so that really looks like the zoo is split into two parts by this road, and then we will have some bridges that go across the road. And I thought that would be a nice idea to also have the railroad station and the railroad going kind of next to this highway. I'm not going to call it highway. It would be more like a normal intercity road. I think that's what you could call it. I think that could be a cool idea to give a bit more of a context to this area, and honestly, this whole valley, there would be a road, wouldn't there? I mean, kind of, I think it would make sense. I mean, maybe it doesn't. I don't know what you think, but let me know in the comments down below what you think about this idea. I just thought this could give a bit of a nice little element of storytelling, and then it could make the zoo also more interesting to have some habitats that interact with the road. And it kind of would also be like a cool little advertisement for the zoo. Whenever people drive over this highway or this intercity road, they can see the zoo, and we can actually pretend that if they go into the tunnel, that there is kind of a connection between this tunnel and the tunnel that comes into the zoo area where the parking lot is. And so that could be where the people come from. So I don't know if you get what I mean, but I think I'm a huge fan of this idea. I don't know what you think. Again, let me know in the comments. It really is important. And also, of course, let me know what you think about the DLC, of the upcoming free update. We haven't really talked too much about the free update, have we? I think I really want to mention that the free update is insanely promising. And I have to say, we were a little bit picky in the past about Frontier regarding Planet Zoo, and I think it was for a good reason. There were a lot of things that we needed to talk about, and it's always important. We have a very good relationship with Frontier, but our only and sole desire is that the game gets better, and this is why when we criticize, we always try to do it for the good, and I don't want to sound like, we know it better. We don't, because some of the decisions Frontier takes are made because of reasons that we as simple consumers of the game can even not understand, because we don't know how the development runs. However, one thing I do want to stress is that I think all the feedback that we gave, and by we I mean not only YouTubers, I mean really like everyone in the forums, every single gameplay advice that is given by any gamer out there and was put into the issue tracker, and everyone moaning about this in the forums, it helps a lot because they figured a lot of things that were important this time, and I'm super happy that they especially focused on all the keeper flaws we had. If there is only coming a traversable area for keepers in the future, I'm super happy. I think this would then also fix the issue of many of the things we have here in Yosemite Valley Zoo. I really hope that this does the job, because especially the feeding behavior is changed quite dramatically, which I'm a big fan of, because it was a freaking disaster. Let's call it what it was. You could do it as good as you could, and honestly, the infrastructure here in Yosemite Zoo is absolutely amazing. There shouldn't be any issue to feed the bisons, for example, because there are literally like 2 keeper huts in there. There are 2 staff rooms. There's everything they need, and I think 6 keepers are assigned, but still the animals starve away, or would starve away if I haven't disabled death for starving, simply because they cannot feed it. Also, they will prefer feeding the feeding stations now, and they will feed all the feeding station at once, and I don't have to go back and do this. So it's definitely something really really cool in there, and I'm just very happy that they did it. Also, the free pieces that we're getting, a few more rocks, a few more boulders, the glass pieces, badly needed by people, badly requested. So yeah, really cool that they did it. And a lot of simple things, simple changes also to the overlay, to the UI, makes the game more powerful, which I'm also a really big fan of. And yeah, in general, as you can hear, I'm really excited with the free update. I cannot tell too much about the DLC. The theme of it looks super promising. If it's gonna be Maya theme, then it's gonna be insane. But if not, I don't know. If you wanna know more about, I did a little analysis of the of today's image they posted on social, which hinted really a Inca style. And I did some research on some Inca symbolisms also in that video. So if you're interested in that, make sure to click the link and go to my channel and click the latest video. It might be half an hour earlier than this video, or maybe an hour earlier. Don't know how quick I am in you know, recording today and stuff. So I'm just doing this all very close to the release right now, because we've been outside today. Weather is still good, but there should be a cold wave here in Germany next week. So what we are doing, we were just taking a bit of the weather as long as we can, also because of the current situation. It's all a bit harder to get outside anyway, so we took those minutes we had, and that's why today I didn't do much. But I think it's all fine. Yeah, you can see I was working a little bit in the background here on the little bridge here for the railroad. I think it just is very cool in terms of scenery, and it gives the whole area a little bit more to look at, and it makes the area feel a bit more finished. One thing I won't do, I already tell you, one thing I won't do for the first release is the mountain shapes around, because this is going to take ages, and I'm not even sure if it makes sense to look into that now. Maybe in the future we will get some things that help me do it better, who knows, but I think I will postpone all of that to the very end of Yosemite until I know how much performance we still have left, because I don't want to slap a million rocks and boulders into the mountains and kind of destroy the frame rate for everyone, when this really should be the very last thing we are looking at, because it's actually only for the detail of the environment. So yeah, I'm really trying to go over that as much as I can and just focus on it at the very end. But you can really see that I was trying to give this area a little bit of a nice little natural feeling, and overall making this area a bit more enjoyable to look at. However, there's the transition between the sequoia area and this habitat is not fully done yet. I have to spend a bit of time making this area a bit like a little plaza where you have a shop. There is going to be a toilet, some restrooms. We will have also some possibilities to sit down. Maybe I'm even making a little bit of a playground again for little kids. So really a lot of ideas I have to do here. And I would love to see some fish, maybe even fish VFX in the future we could put into that pond. That would make it a bit more alive. But other than that, I'm quite happy with how this turned out. Also regarding the fact that I haven't spent too much time on it, and I'm still very excited to say that this is a really cool habitat. Here you can see some screenshots now, and we are getting towards the end of this episode, and this time I finally have the time, because I managed to have a good commentary in terms of time management, to tell you that there is a new end screen. It took me ages to do it, and I'm very sorry for it, but there is a new end screen, which is a new overlay. I'm actually thinking of making a full end screen again, but we're just starting right now. You can see this is the new end screen, and all the dedication to the amazing people subbing on Twitch and being members here on YouTube. They are having their place now here in this wonderful little overlay, and then you can also click my channel if you want to stay here and subscribe, or click to the top right where there is a new video for you, personalized. So if you like that, click it as well, and we are going to see each other in the next one. Until then, stay safe and goodbye everyone.